ようこそ私のソウルソサエティへ。
Alright. Even though I've been drawing for as long as I can remember, I could still confidently say that art is hard, man. That's not to say it's not manageable or that there's nothing you can do about it. Like I said, I've been drawing for as long as I can hold a pencil, but I still actively think I suck at it. The big things I still to this day full-on struggle with are perspective, anatomy, and proportions. I messed them up so bad that it's made me stop drawing for months or even years. So, to break that habit, I looked up tools to actually help. So when thinking about it, I remember an art channel that I follow where way back when he said one of the tools that he used for making his pieces back in the day, he used a 3D art posing software on top of Procreate and everything. And so I kind of just took that idea and went from there, figuring like, hey, if it worked for him, it'll work for me now. And then eventually I'll grow out of it similar to how he did, maybe. So in my travels, I found 4 programs on the Apple App Store specifically for this. All 4 are varying forms of 3D posing softwares, and I just wanted to go over them with you guys. I'm gonna do my best to break down the experiences and everything else in between, like how it feels and all that stuff, to try to be, I guess, as professional as possible. And just in general, have fun with it, I guess. But, super big but, humongous asterisk next to that but, even though it may not be fun or even though it may suck, nothing is gonna help your art or drawing better than just doing actual practice exercises to help out drawing. Like the dreaded boxes. These are just tools that'll help you out, and I was just looking for exactly that. Anyway, that is more than enough foreplay. So let's go ahead and get this started. The first app we're playing with is Handy. As you can see, it's primarily for hands and feet and heads, but they actually have props like guns and stuff down the line. Overall, this app isn't what I was looking for, but I still want to at least give it a chance on what it could and couldn't do. So the moment I saw the skull, I was just like, ooh! I still wanted to give the app a chance at least just how it feels to use, rotate the model and everything, and see what I can and can't affect.
Fetch me their soul!
From what I played with it, it seemed pretty smooth, from moving the model around to playing around with the UI and going through the menus. So, but yeah, even though this wasn't for me, nor was it what I was looking for, it's pretty alright, so it's good to at least have. I should probably rank them, I guess. 6 out of 10.
Wow!
Okay, next one is called Easy Pose, and this one actually is a full body posing app, but this one's actually more for anime. The overall gist of this app is you're pretty much playing with naked anime characters and posing them however you want. But no, not in a fun way. In all, setting the model up is actually pretty intuitive on this one. It even has preset modes or poses that you can just already have the model to be in, which was a surprise for me. Other than a few surface changes, like you can add a hat, change hair, so on and so forth, I'm not particularly in love with this app. Trying to like move around the appendages and getting them to pose felt a little clunky to me. Like everything felt independent from each other rather than like the body being able to move in sync. Like if I move the shoulder, it doesn't really affect the arm, it felt like. But it is cool again that like you can add hats and stuff. 6.5 out of 10. Moving on. Alright, this next one is called Just Sketch Me. This one's another full body art posing program, but catches it's definitely more artsy. It definitely gives the vibes of that one wooden toy that you can buy at just like Walmart or some art shop. But like how it would with that wooden toy, the whole feel of this program is stiff, is the best way I can call it. It's just everything moves pretty stiff. And because of that, everything like is pretty jerky, and ultimately it just feels like it takes almost twice as long to get the actual pose you want. just because you either move the appendage you're trying to manipulate either too far or not far enough, because of just how complicated everything is. Like, it doesn't take into the fact that you use a 3D space to manipulate everything all that well. And more than anything, it feels like it doesn't take into account that, hey, you're on an iPad. So instead of just only using these spheres and the lines of the spheres to go ahead and manipulate everything, it'd be nice to at least have some kind of like sliders on the side to go ahead and toggle if clearly manipulating it with the pen or whatever may have you isn't going well, which it doesn't. But yeah, that's my main critique, that it's stiff, and I feel like there's not enough in the UI to really help you out to compensate for it. I'm also not super impressed with the model itself, purely because it doesn't really have actual anatomy to it in terms of like muscle and all that. So, you know, just in the middle to me. Like how I always felt about that wooden toy, just to bring that up again, is that it's just very limiting in that sense. And that's all I can really say about it. But, you know, still not trying to stop myself from at least having fun with it.
領域展開福間水氏
4 out of 10. I didn't really like it. Last one is Magic Poser. So far, it's pretty much everything I was looking for. It actually has muscle anatomy. You can actually make this model skinnier or buffer if that's what you're going for. And it has an in-engine light source. The way you interact with limbs affects other limbs as well. So it's all within like some form of reality in that kind of sense. And then with the plane on the bottom, it really makes it help with perspective. So it's kind of the whole package. I have zero complaints. It's not stiff to use. So for the pose I'm going for on this piece is actually from a chapter cover from Windbreaker. And it's just all the smaller features it has tied inside to it makes it all even better. When you want to manipulate the hand, it has an actual slider for the level of curl you want each individual joint to be in. It's just mwah. This program is so good, I actually used this model to go ahead and start drawing. I couldn't say the same thing about the other programs. I mean, besides Free Pose. I tried drawing another character of mine and I hated the sketch, so I guess that's either reflectant of how the program is or I'm just still ass. It's probably the second one. But with that, I was actually able to use this to start on a proper piece of my character Ramune just pretty much being at the ready, you know what I mean? This is honestly my first real time using a proper model to kind of like draw over, so to make sure that like posture and everything's great. Because again, my 3 biggest weaknesses of all time have always been proportions, anatomy, and perspective. And I feel like at minimum with this program, this app, it at least gives me some kind of crutch to lean on while I go ahead and study more. And yeah. So obviously if I just went ahead and was able to at least take it to where I could start drawing, it just simply means, you know, this is a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10. This is how the drawing came out at the end, and yeah. This whole experience has been pretty fun, and I hope you like the different kind of video a little bit. I do kind of want to get into the little bit of a reviewy type stuff here and there, but that's down the line. But anyway, hope you enjoyed, and thanks again for watching.